come in and choose one of the 50 shades, and it's going to be really easy to match. So it's has soothing seaweed extract, which is really nice, especially since we have to wear masks. It's going to be really nice and soothing for the skin. And I don't know about you guys, but I definitely get like a case of the mask knee. So this is really helpful because it's going to help soothe your skin, like when you're wearing a mask. And it has line filling ingredients. Is the foundation mature friendly? I am actually going to be 36 next week. So this foundation is amazing for all skin types, but it's also really good for people who have drier skin, more mature skin, because it is going to help soothe the skin, and also has line filling ingredients in it. So it's going to help reduce the appearance of lines and wrinkles when you use it as well. And we have done clinical studies. 100% of our participants in the study have found the perfect shade match for them. So as I had mentioned, there are 50 shades of the foundation. So there's something for everybody. And then you can see on the slide that there's 5 different categories. So it's easier to kind of condense into your own category. So we have fair, light, medium, tan, and deep. So our key claims to the foundation are really cool because they're on the side of the box. So when you go in a store, you can see them right there, right in front of your face, but we'll go over it. So it's going to be hydrating. So again, it's really good for drier skin or more mature skin because it's going to help hydrate you. It's vegan, gluten-free, alcohol-free, which is great because it won't dry out your skin. Clinically tested, dermatologist tested, no flashback, which is great. Non-comedogenic, suitable for sensitive skin, it's long wearing, and it's ophthalmologist tested. So it's going to give you that second skin, like flawless kind of finish, but it's still going to be long wearing, and it's still going to be really pigmented and give you a lot of coverage. So it's just kind of the best of like all worlds of foundation. All right, let's get started. So I'm going to do a demo for you guys today. I'm going to show you some of our key products that are used to create that really beautiful, like soft spring-like look. I'm sorry the ring light makes me look like super fair, but we're gonna go in and we're gonna use all the products. I'm all just like one shade. So does anybody have any questions so far? Is Taylor answering in the chat box for you guys?
Yep.
Perfect. Awesome. So I am going to start off with our hydrating oil. I don't know if anyone's tried this before, but it's a really great prep oil. It's good to prep before your foundation, but it's also good to prep before your skincare. When you go to bed, it's great for just all around hydration and just a really great way to brighten up the skin and just soothe it and prep it. So it's a blend of Mediterranean botanical oils. So it's going to give you like, it's going to brighten up your complexion. It's going to help soothe the skin. It's going to help with any sort of redness, but it's also going to keep your skin nice and supple and hydrated before you put your foundation on. So it's good for all skin types, even oily skin, because it's almost going to absorb into the skin as a dry oil. So it's not going to make you look oily per se, but it's just going to let your natural glow shine through. So I'm going to go in, I'm a little on the drier side, so I'm just going to do 2 pumps of it. Or 2 drops. So I'm gonna go in and we're just gonna prep the skin with the hydrating oil. And I'm using the A30 brush. So it's kind of like a domed kabuki brush, and it has really nice tight bristles. So it's not gonna absorb too much of the product that you're using. So it's gonna give you the best bang for your buck with your product. So you're not gonna have to worry about it like absorbing the product like maybe like a sponge would. Okay, so I have that on all over. So we're going to go in with the same brush. We're going to go in with the A30. And the Luminous foundation is buildable. So I'm going to start with 1 pump. So we're going to do 1 pump in the middle of the A30 brush. And the cool thing about the A30 brush is that it's meant for different ways to use it. So what I'm doing right now is I'm starting off in the middle and I'm kind of like spreading it out, but then you can use the rounded portion to buff the product out. So I'm starting with that 1 product and I'm really just like buffing it, but I'm keeping more of the focus in the middle because that's typically where we have a little more discoloration to our skin. So the middle is gonna, when you start out there, it's gonna give you the coverage where you need it. And then you can just go out to the rest of the areas on your face and just kind of focus on anywhere where you may have some blemishes or need a little extra coverage. So now that I have 1 pump kind of spread out everywhere, I'm going to go in with another pump because first of all, I like a little fuller coverage, and I'm going to go into anywhere where I feel like I have a little more blemish. So we're going to do a 2nd pump, And instead of buffing, I'm gonna press the product into my skin with the brush. So I'm taking the side of the brush and we're more or less pressing it in because that's gonna give me a little more coverage. So as I had mentioned earlier, I do get a little bit of that maskne. So that's why I'm going in a little more around the chin area, just to kind of press into anywhere where I have blemishes. I have a little discoloration over on this side, so we're just gonna press that in. But as you can see, this is a really quick drying formula, which is really beneficial because it's easy to layer. So you're gonna be able to layer it without it looking too heavy or cakey because you're not layering like wet foundation on top of wet foundation. You're actually just going in and layering any areas where you need a little extra. And it's gonna be more of like a flawless second skin finish. It's never gonna look heavy or cakey on the skin. It's just gonna give you that flawless finish. So now that we have the foundation done, we're gonna go in with our loose setting powder. So Anastasia's loose setting powder comes in 5 different shades. It goes from translucent to deep orange, so there's something for everyone. I'm gonna use vanilla. So vanilla is like the second lightest one. It has more of like a creamy kind of color. So what it's gonna do is it's gonna really help like blur and perfect the skin. It's gonna give more of like an airbrushed kind of finish. So it's milled really well. So a little bit goes a long way. And look at the size of this jar. Like you're getting so much product. So I'm just going in, and as you can see, well, actually you can't see because of the ring light. It's a little bright, but it has a really nice sifter to it. So I'm just gonna go in and saturate my brush, but not too much. I'm gonna kind of like tap off the excess. And we're gonna go in and just kind of pat the product anywhere where you feel like you may have a little extra shine. So what this is gonna do is, as I said, it's gonna really like give that airbrush finish. It's gonna blur and perfect everything. But it's also gonna help absorb oil throughout the day as well. So it's gonna be really helpful. When you're feeling a little oily throughout the day, it's really gonna help continue to absorb. Oh, this is really beautiful if you have larger pores, because what it's gonna do is it's really gonna like blur the skin, like your skin. So it's gonna give you more of that like airbrush kind of finish. So the product is just gonna really like smooth everything out and give you a really beautiful finish. All right, cool. So that is the vanilla setting powder. So now that we are set, we're gonna go in with contour. So I'm gonna start contouring, and I'm just gonna kind of explain to you the reason behind why we contour. So I'm gonna use our powder contour kit, and we're gonna use the color, it's called Fawn. So it's right in the middle right here. So some of you might have gotten this color Fawn in your gift bag because you got like the little like stick foundations. So it's kind of like the cream version of this, but I'm gonna use the powder. So we're gonna use a brush that it's gonna be like a really like more thinner brush, because we wanna like really like focus on the areas where we're doing the contour. So Fawn's gonna be a neutral tone. And the reason why we're using a neutral tone is that contour is meant to create more of like a shadowing look. So it's meant to create more of like a natural shadow, like where you would naturally have like more definition to your skin. So what I like to do is I like to focus it where the top of my ear stops right here. That's usually my focal point for where I want that natural shadowing look. And that's gonna give you like a really nice, like defined like contour look. So we're gonna go there, and then you don't wanna go all the way down through your cheek. You just wanna kind of focus right up there. And our products are milled really finely, so you don't need a ton of product. So I'm just using a tiny, tiny bit. And depending on your skin tone or how dramatic you want it to look, you can always go in and layer it up. But I always suggest just using like a little bit in the beginning and then going in and layering it up. Huh? Go harder because I'm so, like I look so light right now. Don't worry, we're gonna use bronzer, honey. Okay, so we're gonna go harder with it. So again, we're just going in and really contouring it out. Sorry, I thought it was so funny. You're like, go harder with it. I know it's really tough with the Zoom lighting. So does anybody out here use contour? And if so, like, what do you use? I know some of you have to contour out there. And then I'm just gonna do, ooh, Nars Laguna, that's a good one. And then I'm just gonna do a little tiny bit around my nose. This isn't necessary, but I do like more of that, like really, you know, a little more contoured look. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we can always go back in with more contour, but I'm gonna go in with vanilla. So vanilla is gonna be more of like a lighter kind of like creamy, like rosy-ish undertone. And I'm gonna take the A23 brush, which is our highlighting brush. You can use it for blush, you can use it for powders. It's really universal. We do sell it at Macy's, so it's definitely something to keep in mind. But I'm just gonna go right where, I like to describe highlight as putting it right where the light would naturally hit your skin. So we're just gonna go right on the top of the cheekbone, because when you're thinking about it, when the sun's shining down on your face, it's gonna be shining down like right there on the top of your cheekbones. So we just pop that there, and I love the shape of this brush because it gives you just the right amount of detail in the area that you need it. And then you just want to do a tiny bit on the bridge of your nose. So this is a matte highlight. So this is just, basically it's going to help like really like brighten up the area, and it's going to bring that area forward. So that's why the contour is going to recede and give you that more shadowy look. And then the highlight is going to bring the area forward. So that's how you get like more of that really just like balanced like proportion in your facial features. So highlight kit, beautiful. And then this is something that I need right now is bronzer. So we're going to go in with that. So Anastasia's bronzer has 6 shades to it. So there's shades that are really nice and rosy, all the way through like neutral tones, and more warmer tones for deeper skin. This color is called Saddle that I'm going to use. The reason why I love Saddle is that it's more of that middle tone color. So it's not super rosy, but it's also not super orange. So it works really well for a wider range of skin tones, and it also works really well for someone who's a little more on the fair side like myself. So we're going to go in, and again, super finely milled, like you get like a lot of product on that brush. So I'm just taking just a tiny, tiny bit, and then we're just popping it around the perimeter of the skin. So the difference between the bronzer and the contour is that the bronzer is just going to give me more of like a sun-kissed kind of glow. Like it's not meant to actually like alter the like my facial structure, or it's not meant to like create that highlight or shadow. It's just meant to warm up your skin and make it look like you have a little bit of, you know, a sun-kissed glow to it. So you're just popping it around the perimeter. So cream contour is going to be, in my opinion, cream contour is a little more of that like beat down, like really like a little more of like a full face kind of contour. And then the powder contour can give you like a little more of a natural finish, but if you go in, you can still like make it like more dramatic. But I think the cream is longer wearing too. So the cream, and we don't carry the cream kits at all anymore, do we? Oh, okay. So the sticks are long wearing too. So that's another reason why people like to use more of a cream, because it's going to give you more of like a longevity, and the powder is going to give you more of like a softer kind of contour. So now that we're done bronzing, we're going to go in with blush. So I'm going to do Peachy Love. So as you can see, our blushes always come with 3 tones. Peachy Love is really pretty because it's going to be more of like has like more of a warmer kind of glow to it. And since we're focusing on more of like a spring skin, I think it's a really beautiful color for more of like a springy. So we're going to go in with the A23 again. And there's a couple different ways to use this, but the way I like to use it the best is just to go right over all 3 colors. And then focus on the apple of the cheek. I just saw your comment. You're like, I wish I could see it. You could see it in person. We'll try to like maybe adjust the ring light a little bit afterwards. So you're just gonna go right on the apple and just blend the blush up into the contour. So if you're blending the blush into the contour, it's gonna give that like kind of like seamless, like really beautiful, just more like, it will just make it look like more polished. So we're just blending that right in. I know, I can tell it probably does look really good in person. So again, we're just gonna go right over that, and you can just layer it right up. And as you can see, it just gives you like this really beautiful, like peachy glow to the skin. Okay, so last but not least, I don't know if any of you have been in the store yet or if you've seen online, but we have this beautiful spring collection we just came out with, and this is our new iced out highlighter. So this is what it looks like. Yay! It's stunning. So it gives you like a really beautiful, like almost like a gold kind of like peachy glow to it, but in the packaging it looks white because it's going to give you almost like a cast of color, which is really cool and different from some of our other products because it's going to give you like more of like an iridescent kind of look, and it's a combination of powder, cream, and it's baked. So it's going to be a different formula from most of our highlighters as well. So it's the reason why it's combined with like all three of those formulas is it just gives you such a smooth, like seamless, flawless finish. And you can layer it up. So what you can do is you can go in and you can do one layer. So the one layer is just going to give you kind of like that second skin kind of glow, but also you can build it up. So if you build it up, you can get like that really like intense, like really like beautiful, beautiful highlight. But I'm just going to go in and show you what one swipe would look like. It's so beautiful. Just a little right here. And then let's just go in with another on one side just so you can see the difference of how much you can build it. Oh girl, we'll get there. You can use it wet and dry as well. So if you use it wet, you're gonna get like a crazy finish. Let's actually try Dewy Set on the other side. So what you wanna do is you wanna swipe it first and then use a setting spray, because if you spray your brush and then put it in the highlight, it's gonna get that like weird film on it and then it's gonna be hard to use in the future. So you wanna dip it first and then spray it. Oh yeah. I'm like, y'all can see that now. Beautiful. Yeah, so there's multiple ways to use that. Just even myself out on this side.
Yes, we see the color, Laura.
You know, to the heavens. And then I just want to give you guys like another quick trick before we finish up. I like to use the Dewy Set on my the highlight on my lid too.
What? I have not heard that yet. Yes.
And the reason why I love it on my lid too is if I'm wearing the highlight on my cheeks, I feel like putting the same color on the lid like is really like cohesive and like balances out my look, because like I'm the type of person that like I always love to brighten up my eyes with like a highlighting kind of color anyway, like whether or not it's in one of our eyeshadow palettes, but this just makes it super cohesive with what's on my cheeks. So that's always fun. I use like a flat brush, so you can always use a flat brush like that if you want it extra intense, go in with that Dewy Set. So with that being said, I'm going to show you our Dewy Set. So it comes with a mini and then it comes in a full size. The Dewy Set is alcohol free, it's oil free, and it has glycerin in it. So the glycerin is going to help bind everything we just did together and help set everything. And it's going to give you that really beautiful, like, I know I keep on saying second skin kind of glow, because I sometimes feel like when people think dewy, they think of like oily or like you know, like a kind of like wet look. This gives you that beautiful, flawless, like second skin kind of look. And it has a beautiful coconut and vanilla scent to it. So, you know, I mean, I feel like it's always summer in California, but it's like, we call it summer in a bottle. So we're just going to give that a little spritz. And it has a really beautiful spritzer to it. It gives you a nice even application. Sorry, I'm obsessed with this stuff. We have to do more.
Maybe that's what I'm doing wrong, Laura, is I'm not putting enough setting spray.
You have to put on the setting spray. The setting spray is the best part. It's my favorite part. So that is our Dewy Set. And as I said, it does come in a miniature and then it comes in a full size as well. I just have the miniature with me right now. So that is complexion. I know Taylor has been asking your answering your questions, but of course, if you have any more, please chime in. But before we finish out, we can't, you know, like we can't talk about Anastasia Beverly Hills without talking about a couple brow products. So we are going to talk about Brow Freeze. So The Brow Freeze, I know that everybody's been obsessed with it and trying to get their hands on it. It's going to be our first laminating product, but you can use it for like multiple ways. Like you can use it to get that really cool like laminated look, or you can use it to give more of like a fluffy, like feathery brow to it as well. So it just has that really nice wax to it. But I did want to let you guys know that if you call the Macy's impulse counter, they will put you on a waiting list, and once it comes back in stock, they will call you. So I definitely do recommend that, because the second it comes,
Put me on the waiting list, Beverly.
Beverly, get her on the list.
Please.
So I did want to show you guys our Perfect Your Brows kit. So if you see this slide right here, it's going to show you the products it comes with. So who here uses our Brow Wiz? I know it's our #1 selling brow product, and it's the #1 pencil in the country. Anyone? Anyone? Yes. Okay. Yes.
I use it, but I don't know if I'm using it correctly.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So the Brow Wiz is actually meant to be used to create like little hair strokes in the brows. So it's meant as more of like a detailing product to help give you that like the hair stroke kind of look. The brow definer, if you want something to fill, the definer is a little more appropriate for that. But the Brow Wiz is really great for your like fine detailing. So with that being said, this kit right here, it's going to be $25. So it's $2 more than the Brow Wiz actually is, but it comes with a miniature dip brow gel. So the dip brow gel is going to be almost like, we like to describe it as like a mascara for your brows. So what it's going to do is it's going to add that detail and definition to your brows.
We all have crazy foot
Like, someone have a question? So the kit is called Perfect Your Brows Kit. So it's going to be right here. So it has the Brow Wiz, and then it's going to have a mini dip brow gel. So as I said before, the dip brow gel is going to be almost like a hair, like a mascara for the brows. So it's going to coat your brow hairs. It's going to give you a little extra definition and detail to them. But it's almost like, I know that you guys were saying that you love dip brow pomade. It's almost like dip brow gel like on the go. So it's, or dip brow pomade on the go. So you can just kind of throw it in your brow. You can go to the grocery store, you can go out, and it's going to be nice and detailed, and it's going to be waterproof and long wearing. So I know that it's a no-touch environment right now in store, but this gives you a really good chance to try something new and something that, you know, you may not have picked up before, and you're only spending an extra $2 to get the product. And I'm obsessed with it. It's one of my go-to staple products right now, and I think you guys would really love it. So you can always call the counter and reserve it. We do curbside pickup at Macy's, or you can come in and get your match, but we have a lot of stock like exclusively for Macy's. So it's definitely a good time to get it before we sell out. But as far as that, I think that we will be open to any additional questions. Oh, I forgot about this. So we do have a token of appreciation for anybody who wants to come in and make a purchase with Anastasia. So it's going to be a $65 purchase. You're going to get our long wearing liquid lipstick in the shade Crush. Crush is literally the most beautiful pink nude you'd ever see. I believe it's one of the most popular colors we carry. We have our Allure Beauty Award winning Lash Brag mascara, and that's in a miniature as well. So the Lash Brag is about a year old now, and it is, you know, featured in Allure as an award winning mascara. So we'll have that. And then we have our ultra pigmented and long wearing eye primer. And then it comes with this beautiful cosmetic bag as well. So we will have this available for you at Macy's if you would like to purchase a 65 and over with Anastasia. Oh, and we will be pre-selling this for the 19th as well. So we will have these bags available on the 19th for pickup, and you can pick up your product then.
Awesome. Does anybody else have any questions for Laura? Laura, were you going to say something, Laura?
Oh, we were just kind of seeing if anyone may have wanted to see like a brow demo or anything, because we have a little extra time.
Yes, I want to see. I don't know if anybody else does, but I told Laura that, my name's Marina, by the way, that the brow, Anastasia brow has been legendary. So I would love to see what that looks like. And I personally love a natural brow, Laura. So I went from the pencil to the dip, the pomade, which I live by the pomade these days. So would love to hear any of your feedback on that.
Of the pomade?
Really anything eyebrow related. So if you want to go pomade, that's where I'm at, but I don't know if everybody else is there.
So what I'm gonna do is, I don't have a pomade tester on me, unfortunately, but I do have the Dip Brow Gel that's in the kit that we just spoke about, so I can talk about that for sure. So I know there were some questions too about how to use the Brow Wiz properly. I already have product in my brow, as you can see, but I'm just gonna go in and do a demo and kind of like show you how you would use it if you were to like start off using it in your brow. So first of all, I want to start off by marking off the golden ratio. Has anyone heard of that before? Like anyone? No.
No.
Okay, good. I'm glad. So I'm going to teach you guys something today. So Anastasia's golden ratio is her patented method that she came up herself for finding the most symmetrical brow for any face shape. So what I'm going to do is mark that off. So it's going to start off with center of the nose straight up. So that's where your brow is going to start, is right there. Try to get it darker for you guys. Oh, there we go. So your brow is going to start right there. And then we're going to find the tail. So the tail, you're going to go from the corner of your nose, the very corner right here. And you're going to run that up through the corner of your eye. So then you're going to mark that off, and that's where you want your tail to be. There we go. You can see it a little better. And then where you want your arch to be, you're going to go from the tip of your nose through the center of your iris. So you want to be looking straight forward into the mirror when you do that. So that's where you want your arch to be. So as you can see, since my brows are already done, I do have the golden ratio markings like pretty spot on. So the Brow Wiz, it has this really fine tip to it. And the reason why it has that fine tip is that it's meant for doing tiny little hair strokes in the brows. So we have the spoolie on the other end. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to brush through my brows with that spoolie. And we want to go in any areas that have a little more sparseness to them, or anywhere where there's any gaps in between my hair. And we're just going in and doing hair strokes, and then we're just brushing through. So I think that the reason why there's always a lot of questions about the dip brow, I got dip brow on the mind, of the Brow Wiz is because I think a lot of people try to use it to like draw out their brow, but realistically, you just really want to use it to add that extra detail to the brows. So we're just going in and adding those little hair strokes and then brushing it through. So brushing it through the brows is really going to soften them out and like blend all the product through. There we go. Cool. You can kind of see the difference a little bit. So we'll do a little more on this side too. But yeah, the golden ratio, you guys, like if you try it at home, it is so helpful and it will literally like change like the brow game. Like it just like really like helps like frame your face, and it really balances everything out. And it guarantees that your brows are even, because I know that we all like to say our brows are sisters and not twins. So this will just help them get a little closer to being twins. Okay, so we have Dip Brow Gel. So this is what I was just talking about. So as you see, it's like in a little spoolie. So it's going to be different from the Dip Brow Pomade because it's going to be a little more of like a little, I don't want to say thinner, but it's like a, it's going to be like not as like, you know, the Dip Brow Pomade can be like a little like heavier. So what you want to do is you want to brush off the product on the spoolie. And this is when you first get it brand new. And the reason why you're wiping that off is because when it's brand new, it's like a little more liquidy. So you just want to make sure you're wiping that off. And then like the more you use it and the more air gets in it, it will dry out a little better and you won't have to wipe off the excess. So what I'm doing is I'm starting out toward the back of the brow, and I'm going in and coating my brow hairs with the product. So what this is going to do is it's really going to help give my brow hair that little extra detailing, and it's going to lock everything in and make it waterproof and long wearing too. So we're getting that detail to them. And then once that dries, once that dries, you can go in and you still want to use the clear brow gel. So I don't know if you guys have used the clear brow gel before, but you still want to use that because the clear brow gel is going to be like your hairspray for the brows. This is like, oh, thank you. Actually,
Laura, someone asked, is Brow Wiz waterproof? Someone also just answered. You have two products that could serve that.
So waterproof is long wearing. So waterproof isn't waterproof. Brow Wiz isn't waterproof, but it is going to be a long wearing product. But the dip brow gel is going to be waterproof. But the reason why you still want to use the clear brow gel is the clear brow gel is going to set everything in place. So you have clear brow gel, we're going to go in and we're going to go up and over with it. So dip brow gel is more like the mascara, and then clear brow gel is more of the hairspray. That makes sense. So let me show you guys one more product.
Yes.
It's seriously like the best. I'm obsessed with it. So another product that I'm obsessed with too is our Pro Pencil. I don't know if anyone's ever seen this before, this little guy. Has anyone used this? Everyone's like me. So I'm going to use base 1 because I'm super fair, but it comes in 3 different colors. There's base 1, base 2, and base 3, and it's going to be your highlighting pencil, but it's also going to be your finisher and perfector. So the reason why everybody needs this is if you like outline your brows or like do anything that you're not super happy with, like you can literally go in with it and just really clean that up and kind of like erase any flaws that you've done, but it's also going to bring the brow bone forward, and it's really just going to help, as I said, perfect it. So then I'm going to blend it out with a brush 20. So the brush 20 has a really nice flat top to it, so you're not affecting any of the work that you've done. You're just going in and blending that highlight down into the shadow. And it can be used as an eyeshadow primer too, which is really cool. It's kind of like an all-in-one product. Sorry, I got a little excited and put a little too much in there. So as you can see, it just gives like a really nice, like flawless, like finish. And it's kind of, I prefer it over concealer because it's just so straight, like you can just pinpoint exactly where you're putting it, and it's not messy, it's not liquidy, and it's not too heavy. It's like a really nice like powdery kind of finish. So I really love that a lot. The pencil is called Pro Pencil, and I used base 1, but there are 3 different shades. So if you do come into Macy's, they'll be able to help match you up with that as well. Oh, and not to skip around, but as far as the foundation, so if you do want to be matched at Macy's, you guys are doing matching again, right? So you can get color matched at Macy's, and we also do, if you don't feel comfortable having the actual product on your face, we do have these foundation finders, and these are super accurate. So if you come in, we can put it up against your neck, we can put it up against your wrist and get you the perfect shade. But with that being said, do we have any extra questions today?
Anyone have any more questions? You're more than welcome to ask right now. Ask the experts.
Is this on the Macy's website? Are you asking about the Pro Pencil? I think the only thing that's not on the Macy's website right now is probably the Brow Freeze because that's sold out everywhere, but I'm pretty sure you can find everything else on the website. But if you do purchase at Macy's Montebello, we do have that really beautiful gift with purchase, and that gift with purchase is not available online. It's only available at Macy's Montebello.
And it starts immediately. So tomorrow I can go in and pre-order and
so you can pre-order tomorrow, and then the gifts will be available on the 19th. So you can pick up your product with the gifts. Great, going tomorrow. I love that. Get yourself an early V-Day gift, right? Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. Well, if anybody does not have any additional questions, oh, thank you. I wish that the ring light, made me look a little more tan, but it's okay.
Somebody asked earlier, Laura, do you have any tips for eyeshadow? How do I apply eyeshadow?
Yeah, so we have the Amrezy palette. It's actually on sale. So this is 30% off until the 15th. So if you are deciding on eyeshadow, this is a
Ooh,
really
we love a
gorgeous
good
palette.
deal.
Yes. So stunning colors. You have your warms, cools, you have your neutrals. So it has 16 shadows instead of the typical 14. So you're getting more product. But what I like, kind of like a quick tip would be to go from like light to dark. That's normally the way to get that balanced shadow look. So always starting off with like a highlighting color like all over the lid. And if you do pre-sell and get that gift with purchase, it does have our mini eye primer in it. And the eye primer really just like gives you that canvas to start off working on because it's really pigmented and it's really light. So it gives you that base to start with. So it's going to be like a light base. And then you go in to the contours of your eyes, like right here with lighter shades, depending on warm and cool, whatever you want. And then you use a deeper shade as your contour shade on the outer parts of the lid. And then you want to go in, I always do a shimmery shade, but if you do like that lighter shade right on the eyelid, that really like brightens up the eye area. So I think like a quick answer to that is to, you know, start from like light to dark, and that makes it a little easier. And then focusing the darkness more as your like your contour in your like the crease of your eyelid. You know, I wish we could like do demos again. I wish I could like have you guys all come in and I could do everyone's makeup.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah, I'd love to do another one of these classes soon. You guys have been really fun.
I have another quick question. So a lot of us are moms on here, and obviously we don't have like even 30 minutes sometimes to get ready in the morning. So what are good like 2 to 3 products that you recommend like any woman out there to use very quick in the morning, put it on and you look great?
So for me, like quick products is definitely like face, brows, and eyes. So
Laura, tell them about the brows, Laura.
yes, it's all about the brows. So the Brow Wiz is actually a really good product if you don't have a lot of time and you have children, because you're literally just going in and filling in those gaps like super duper quick. And then with the foundation, if you just pop a little bit of foundation on and then a little bit of our Lash Brag mascara, that's how I am. It's always about the lashes. Like I said eyes, but I meant lashes. So lashes, skin, and brows. And then you're good to go. It's like super quick and easy. Our Lash Brag mascara is super buildable. So you can go in with just 1 coat if you don't have time. But if you want more of that like glammed out evening look, you can go in with 3 coats of mascara as well. Oh, and Taylor made a good point in the comments box that you can use it more as like a concealer too, because of how buildable it is. So you can go in and just use like a nice like sheer wash of it. Or again, if you want to have more of that evening like going out look, you can layer it up to a fuller coverage. But it's definitely beautiful as more of like a concealer and just like using it as like spot coverage too. So yeah, so brows, skin, and lashes. Anyone else have any questions? I know it's a lot of information.
No, I think everyone's just trying to figure out how do we look like Laura's face.
Oh my goodness.
Laura, how do people, so Beverly, who's I believe is on this call, can you just probably bring it home and just tell us if we had any questions, comments, concerns? Obviously the first place to go is the counter at the Macy's Montebello.
Yeah, if you want to share your phone number as well, where people can reach you, the best way to reach you, make an appointment with you.
Yes, Beverly will share that information right now.
Yay, let's all give a quick clank to Laura though as she exits out. Thank you, Laura.
Thank you so much, Laura.
Yes,
thanks, everybody.
Water is the best for your skin.
It is, and that's another thing. If you don't have time throughout the day, just keep a big bottle of water with you as well.
Yes.
Get that inner glow going.
I love it.
It's all about beauty from within, and then we just use our products to enhance that. So thank you, everyone.
Okay, awesome. Is Beverly gonna be? Beverly, if you're on the call, I'd love, I know maybe you're hiding in the corner, but would love to get your face on here and help you can, if they have any questions about Anastasia, any products that you're the face at the counter.
Yes. So if you guys have any questions, you guys can call 323-201-2111. We'll put the extension on the bottom of everything so you could give us a call. And again, we are pre-selling right now for February 19th. It's a beautiful gift, okay? I'll be here today until 8. So if you want to stop by, you can pre-sell today. If not, I will be here all weekend long. So you will see me. And then what else? I mean, this was fun, honestly.
Yeah, it was really
Like,
fun.
make my eyes look like your eyes, Bev. I love
know.
that.
Easy palette
So
right there.
Valentine's Day fresh.
So
Well,
What
wait,
eyeshadows
someone just
color do I
asked
have on? I
what's
actually have the Amrezy palette on right now. Let me see what color it is. Hold on.
You
This one
answered.
is gonna be. Let me open it up really quick so I can show you guys.
No problem. Does anybody else have any questions for Laura or for Beverly, who is our on the ground counter? No one asked me, but I have used the pomade for years and I'm obsessed, and I need to probably come in and buy a new pomade. But Anastasia is known for its brows. But Laura has clearly showed us that that Anastasia has a much more vast product line.
Yeah, I feel like most people know us for our brows, but we've definitely expanded into full face makeup, and our complexion products are stunning.
I love it. Awesome. Okay. Janet, do you want to send us out if we have no more questions? Or I mean, we have literally 12 minutes, and I would ask Laura every question on planet Earth. But if anybody else that's not Marina has a question, this is your opportunity.
You can ask away too. It's fine.
Yeah, Marina, do you have any more questions, or does anybody have any more questions?
What products?
What products would you recommend for someone who's new to makeup? So I think that as far as someone being new to makeup, I think it kind of coincides with what I said about, people don't have a lot of time and people are mothers. I believe like a great foundation, like a great base, a great brow product, and just a really good mascara too. So as I said, we have our lash brag, which is really beautiful, but I think that's, being new to makeup is a good time to check out that brow kit we have too. So the Perfect Your Brows, because you do get the Brow Wiz, which is like foolproof. It's super easy to use for anyone who's new to makeup because you're just literally going in with those hair strokes. And then you can just add that extra detail and make everything waterproof with the dip brow gel.
Love it. Laura, someone said, would that be a good basic? But I'm going to add a layer to that. I am originally from Hawaii. And so in Hawaii in general, like we have a very I don't know who we is. We have a very basic like makeup routine. I am not the person that layers on. And so I guess my point is like eyebrows. So for me, it's like lashes, eyebrows, and a really good skin coverage. You probably already said this, but your go-to brow product.
So the go-to brow product, like for someone who wants something quick and easy, would definitely be the Wiz. I personally use like a million things. Like I use like 7 products in my brows, but we have a new brow pen, which is amazing because it's actually, I think Marina, you would really like it because it's way easier to use than the dip brow pomade. Like you literally just into those hair flicks with it, and it almost gives you like a pomade like finish, but you're literally just doing those hair flicks right in. So that's a newer product that we have too. That's available at Macy's as well.
Done. Beverly, sign me up.
Sign her up.
I got her.
Awesome.
Someone asked any eyeliner techniques.
For liquid liner or pencil liner?
Let's see.
Liquid.
Ooh, I heard liquid.
Liquid. Okay, so we have we have 3 different liners. So we have our gel that's like in a pencil. We have our liquid, which is amazing. I don't have one on me right now, but it's in like an inkwell kind of form, and it's long wearing, it's waterproof, it's super pigmented. But as far as liquid, like doing like a winged liner, I'll take one of my brushes like for an example. So this is similar to what you would find in like most liquid liners. So what you want to do is you want to dip it in the liquid, and you want to start off at an angle, bring it down like that, and then connect it from the corner of your eye up, and then fill it in. I wish I had an eyeliner on me to show you, but that gives you like that really nice like beautiful crisp like winged liner is just by angling it from the top and then just connecting it from underneath. If that makes sense. I know it's hard to show you without the actual product on me, so.
No, that was amazing.
What
I tried.
I wear liquid eyeliner, and I noticed that by the end of the night, I have like black
like under my eyes, and I want to know how can I prevent that. I don't know how it ends up at the bottom of my eyes.
So it ends up like transferring.
Yeah, I don't even use eyeliner at the bottom. I only use it on the top lid, but I still have like little smudges underneath, and I'm like, how did it even get there? By the end of my
So-
work shift.
What I think would be really helpful is if you use like an eyeshadow base first. Do you use anything beforehand?
No, I do not.
Yeah, try an eyeshadow base first, because what that's gonna do is it's gonna like lock in the product and hold the product in place. So that's usually really helpful as far as the product like transferring.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and then again, if you get that free gift, it has a little mini shadow primer in it. So
And then someone,
stencils. Ooh, I like a good nude lipstick. So got Soft Touch right here. So Soft Touch is a really beautiful nude. It's almost like a rosy nude. It's really nice. And then since I'm super fair, I usually use it on its own. But if you want to like deepen it out, sometimes I use a Brow Wiz as a lip liner, which is really cool. Like right now I have taupe, you can't really see, but I have taupe Brow Wiz on as a lip liner, just to deepen it out a little, and then a little bit of Soft Touch, and then Butterscotch is my favorite lip gloss, which is really pretty.
Laura, did you see someone said, how do I check which stencil's best for me?
So the stencils are, I have the stencils in here. Here we go, I do have them. Okay, so the stencils, the way that you match them up is lining them up with your golden ratio markings. So as I was talking about before, when I was showing the Brow Wiz, you want to mark off again. So center of the nostril straight up, corner of the nose, corner of the eye, tip of the nose, center of the iris. So once you have those markings going, you're going to take this like black strip right here. You want to make sure that's parallel, lined down with the ground. And you want to line up your brow with the markings, but you also want to line it up with the shape. So there's 5 different shapes and sizes in here. So you just want to make sure that your full brow fits into the size of the stencil, and then you're lining it up with the golden ratio. So I am a medium arch. No, I'm a petite arch. What am I talking about? Okay. So as you can see, my brow lines right up with that petite arch. And then you just want to go with your thumb and your index finger, and you want to hold it like that. And then you, if your whole brow fits that, then that's going to be your shape. But also when you do those golden ratio markings, that's really helpful to understand like what your shape actually is.
Amazing. Okay, I think
Change the shape of your brows, but you just want to make sure that it stays in the golden ratio markings. So for instance, there's some days that I like to have like a fuller brow, and there's some days where I keep my brows more on like the slim side. But as long as you're sticking with those markings, you're gonna get a clean, like symmetrical brow. But yeah, you can always play around with different shapes and different textures. Like sometimes I like to have like a really structured, like kind of like almost like a beat down like Instagram brow. And then there's other days where I like to do that feathery, like natural brow. So there's definitely like different ways that you can experiment with your brows, but as long as you're sticking with those markings, you're all good.
Is thicker better
to make you look younger?
Laura,
I think it depends on your natural brows, to be honest with you. Like I have really naturally thin brows, so I try not to go too crazy thick with them, but you know, it's always fun to like experiment and play around with it. But I feel like I'm like, that's a good thing. Like I'm thinking about that because I feel like fuller brows would make you look a little younger, because I feel like those 90s brows are a little more harsh. So yeah, I'd say a fuller brow would make you look a little younger, but don't go too crazy if that's not like your natural brow shape.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Laura.
Thanks
Thank
for
you,
having
Beverly.
us.
Thank you, Taylor. Thank you, everyone, for joining us.
Thank you. And
Have
make
a
sure you
great-
visit Macy's Montebello Impulse.
Have a great Valentine's Day weekend.
You too. Everybody have fun and stay safe. Bye guys. Thank you.